20 seconds in. How are you today? I hope all is well. Alright, let's record Libra, Seven of Swords, the World, Swords. Alright. So you have the Two of Swords, Moon in Libra, B5 of Pentacles, Taurus and Mercury, B7 of Swords, Moon in Aquarius, the World in reverse, Aquarius, Taurus and Scorpio, Capricorn, and energy is Queen of Swords, Virgo, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Capricorn. Something is going to come out. Something's going to be revealed to you. That someone was lying to you, or stealing from you, or cheating on you, or doing something of that nature. That they did have dual loyalty to people, or they do have dual loyalty to you. They have dual loyalty to you and to someone else, which is why the communication is sparse, or there could be a lack of communication, if any at all. Someone is leaving without saying goodbye, leaving without closure. This also includes ghosting, like someone's ghosting, someone's leaving without any form of closure. Because they know that someone has dual loyalty between two people. Someone is leaving because it doesn't make them feel good. It makes them feel like they're not respected, like they don't have any worth, like they don't have any value. It's financially draining. It doesn't support their sense of self-worth and self-value. Someone's recognizing that if all this relationship is, or this connection, this could be a friendship, this could be anything, right? If you have loyalty to me and you have loyalty to someone else, so that leads to our communication being sparse, difficult, right? A blocked heart chakra, someone doesn't want to make a decision between two people. Then there ensues a lot of lying, a lot of stealing, a lot of cheating, a lot of manipulation, as well as ghosting. Feeling like someone is not respected. Okay? If you're in a relationship, it's also feeling like you can't find better. Okay? Like it's impacting your sense of self-worth and self-value. So it also be your mentality towards money. You're financially struggling because you have a blocked heart chakra. It's necessary to leave behind the experiences you've had that made you feel like you didn't have any sense of self-worth or self-value, right? Or that maybe you weren't even deserving of good things in your life. You have to leave that behind. And the things that occurred, right, were experiences where maybe you were lied to, or someone stole from you, or cheated on you, that validated a sense of belief that you are not worthy of the truth with the Queen of Swords. This is also saying with the hidden energy that you are very honest, very direct. You're very respected. You have a very good reputation. People come to you for advice. They feel like you're not biased. You could be a singer or a rapper. Somebody writes songs for people. I feel like someone writes like lyrics. Somebody works in like relationships or health. You could be a nurse or a doctor. You could be in the military, the government, police officer. You could be a lawyer. You could work in law enforcement. You can work with any form of communications or group activities, sororities. You cut out what does not serve you, and you cannot be lied to. if someone doesn't know, why does this feel like, you know the truth. You know that someone has loyalty. You know that someone has loyalty to two people. They have loyalty to you, and then they have loyalty to someone else. Which is why you recognize that there has been lying, there has been some type of stealing or cheating going on. Ghosting, lack of closure, because someone has someone else. Okay? And that can be in like a relationship, a friendship, a partnership, a connection, something like that. You know the truth. The energies that you gave up, you cut something off, you cut someone off, you cut off relationships like that in your life. You're being very direct and very honest. Queen of Swords is the most intelligent queen of the deck. You could also be a single mother. I feel like you're very funny. People like when you talk. They like that you're very honest and that they can trust what you have to say. And that you're very intelligent. Brilliant. What did I say? You have know your worth. It says myself and I. Safe deposit department. The value is priceless. The number one. This is about you being able to identify your value. It is sort of like next step, which is very interesting because it's going from Gemini, Aries, Virgo, Scorpio energy, right? But it's sort of going right to the next level of Taurus, which comes from the same planet as Venetian energy, where you're more so about the value of relationships, the value of partnerships, the value of connection, the value of there being balance, right, in partnerships and connections, which does lead to what people may view as people pleasing, as them saying, oh, you have dual loyalty to two people, right? Like, for some people that can be, say you have to co-parent, right, and maybe you have loyalty to your significant other, but there's also some level of loyalty that you may have to the baby's father, who may also be your ex. It could be like someone wants to date new people, but they still have some form of loyalty to an ex, right? They could still be following an ex, still be connected to an ex, still be talking to an ex, right? Which blocks the opportunity for another connection relationship, which actually leads to heartbreak when that type of stuff happens. That's what's being revealed. That actually, having a blocked heart chakra just in general, right, leads to lying, they're leading to there being deception, leading there to being a lack of self-worth and value, leading there to being financial devastation because you're not emotionally available, therefore you're not making any money. It leads to ghosting, right? Nobody wants to commit to someone who's not committed to themselves. Right? Creating a situation where you're loyal to two people and someone will never truly feel like they are the decision, that they are being chosen with the Two of Swords. Is not healthy. It leads to there being a lot of people hurt in the process of that. And it stems from lack of being emotional, lack of being available for emotions. It creates the perfect environment and situation for someone to be emotionally unavailable and still have a level of connection and relationship. I do see how, it does connect to your sense of identity and awareness of the Aryan energy, moving on to your sense of self-worth and self-value, which is the very beginning point of the Nietzsche energy of your planet. It's forcing you to remember that you have value, that you have worth, that you do have to leave certain things out in the cold with no closure, when you will always be considered an option and never the decision. There will always be some level of deception. There will always be, you and someone else, you and something else. That is what you have seen through, and you cut out with the Queen of Swords. That's the hidden energy. Now, someone may not know that you've done this. People may be realizing that you've done this. I feel like for some of you, this can even be like friendships. If there's been situations where someone's had your loyalty, it blows up like in the worst way possible. Which is why it's like in certain situations where that, either two people don't get along or you need to move forward or move on to choose a relationship and connection in order for it to be successful and to leave behind someone else. It's like certain actions have to be decided at times, right? And sometimes you have to leave some people behind. It's like if you really want a real connection relationship, you cannot still be following your ex, still talking to your ex, still doing all these things unless you're having to co-parent. And even then, there still has to be a major boundary set in order for it to still be a successful relationship while still co-parenting. Now, if you have no children, you shouldn't be talking to your exes at all. You should not still need to be connected to them or following them or anything like that. It creates an emotional block. So for some of you, that's what it is. It's like a people pleaser energy in order to maintain the peace. But all it does is lead to you being heartbroken. Which would be Libra, Capricorn, Aquarius energy. All it leads is to isolated relationships that end up being very short-lived or not lasting for a very long time. That financially drain you or just make you feel like, oh, dating is very hard or it's extremely hard to find the right person. And leaves you in an endless cycle doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Where you're coming to conclusion is optimism is necessary with the number 47. A new day with the sun coming out, right? A new day. I see for many of you, it's also you realizing what does make you happy in a relationship or a connection. And not settling for less. Finding what is it that makes you personally happy. And accepting that if it's not a particular relationship, letting that go. Okay? If you're in a relationship, the feminine energy is very independent. Some of you guys can even be astrologers or going to one. Okay? Some of you are single mothers. I see you having love at first sight if you're single. This has been your reading, Libra. Thank you so much for supporting Sikiksyd. Some of you guys have children and you can be famous. You may work, you may rap, dance, act, sing, do something in the life. Okay, you can model. There's also a masculine energy that knows you very well. Okay, romantically, he knows what makes you happy, sad, glad. You're going to be doing something new in your career and it's going to require you to use talents from past, careers that you've already done in this new part of your career in order for it to be successful. Okay? You have all the tools that you need. There's also masculine energy that is communicating to you. This has been your reading, Libra. I feel like that's what you've manifested because you blocked out relationships where you were made to be an option instead of just recognizing that you made the decision. Beautiful. This has been your reading, Libra. Ashe.